friends, it's Miss Shayla, and today we are going to be doing a science lesson. So, I have a question for you guys. That question is, have any of you guys ever gone swimming? Okay, it sounds like a lot of you guys have gone swimming. The next question I have for you guys is, how many have you guys ever used floaties or seen someone else at the pool using floaties? Okay, it sounds like most of you guys have either used floaties or seen someone. The reason why people put on floaties on their arm is so they can float on water, right? If you want to not drown in the water, your parents make you wear floaties. The reason being is that air is less dense than water. And since the air is less dense than water, it makes your body float on top of the water so you don't sink down to the bottom. Density is going to be a major concept in the lesson that we are doing today. The lesson that we are doing today is called Rainbow Liquid Science. So for my teachers, I wanted to go over the standard that I will be covering during my lesson. I do have the standard in the comments below. So if you want to watch the video and then look at it after, you can. Okay, so my standard is 2nd grade standard 1, physical science. It states matter exists as different substances that have observable different properties. It then states students can analyze data obtained from testing different materials to determine which materials have the properties that are best suited for that intended purpose. I'll let the teachers look at this one more time. And like I stated, this is in the comments section below. Okay, so the materials we're going to need for our experiment is a jar or a clear cup. So either one will work. Today I have a jar. And then you're going to need a small cup with a line about 2 inches up. And that's going to be the cup that you measure all your liquids in. The reason why we have this line is so that we measure all the liquids the same amount. So they'll all be reached to this line, okay? Then you're going to need a stir. I have a spoon. You can also do like a little stick or a coffee stick. Then you can have olive oil or vegetable oil. I have vegetable oil. You're going to need water. Then you're going to need rubbing alcohol. Now, friends, with the pandemic going on right now, rubbing alcohol is super hard to come by. I also used nail polish remover with this experiment, and it did the same thing. So if you have nail polish remover, use that instead of rubbing alcohol. Then you need honey. Then you need blue dish soap. Make sure the color is blue. Then you're going to need red, blue, and let's see, green food dye, okay? And then you might need some paper towels for any messes you create and to wipe off your stir after you stir with the different colors that we're going into. I'll talk about later. Then you're going to need a data sheet. Each student needs one. And then you need your notebooks and your thinking caps. Okay, so now that we have all our materials out, let's start our lesson. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is observe all the liquids that we have. So the first one we can observe is the vegetable oil. Now I want you, when you guys look at each of these liquids, I want you to observe them. I want you to move them around. I want you to see how fast or how slow they move. I want you to see the color of them and just kind of just observe them all the way around. So like the olive oil doesn't move so fast, but it moves a little slower. And I want you to do this for every liquid. The soap, look at it, see how it moves, how slow. Okay. Notice the color, everything. And you're going to write these down in your notebooks, all your observations, okay? So this is the honey. Now honey's super thick. Keep that in mind, okay? And then you have rubbing alcohol. Can't really see because it's so clear. But you can hear it. And shake it, you can hear how fast it moves, right? Okay, so I want you to do that on your own with your own liquids, and I'll let you do that for a little bit, okay? This is a great time to pause the video and have your students look at all the different liquids and write them down. Go ahead and do that. Okay, friends, now since we observed all of our liquids, we're going to first grab our honey. So you're going to grab your honey, okay? I'm going to adjust the computer so you see what I'm doing and not necessarily my face, okay? So you're going to first grab the honey and you're going to pour the honey in there, okay? So you're going to go, pour, pour. Now honey moves super slow, okay? So it might be a while until you get some stuff out. Okay. There we go. I'm getting some. I already had some in there just because I had such less honey. So you're going to put the honey in there. And then after you do that, you're going to add just 1 drop of red food coloring and 1 drop of blue food coloring. And now you're going to stir it up with your stirrer. Go ahead and stir it up, friends. So as you're stirring, I want you to observe what's happening with the 2 different colors and what new color they're making. So I want you to pay attention. Wow! When I mixed the red and blue colors together, it made purple. Look how cool is that, friends? We just realized that red and blue make purple. Okay, so since we're done with that, I'm going to put my honey into my jar, okay, because this is going to be where we keep our end result. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Now honey, since it's super sticky and super thick, I want you to make sure you're going around and getting all the honey out of your cup. Okay, friends, this might take a little bit, and that's okay. Take your time. Ooh. Sorry, that has to be loud. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and you're going to wipe off your spoon. I have this sink right here, so I'm going to wash it off in the water. If you don't, remember I said you can have some paper towels to wipe off things like honey and stuff from your thing. I'm also going to wipe some of the honey off from the sides of the thing. Okay, so if you have any spill, wipe off from the side, okay, friends? Alright. Okay, now that we did that, we're going to get a cup, and then we're going to add in the blue dish soap. Now, since the dish soap is already a color, we're just going to add it in. So I'm going to pour the dish soap in, okay? When I pour the dish soap in, you have to go to the line, okay? And then after you do that, I want you to predict, friends, what's going to happen to the blue dish soap when I add it into the jar with honey. What do you think is going to happen? Take a moment and write it down in your notebooks. Okay, friends. After your prediction, I want you to pour the blue dish soap into your jar. Okay. Okay, so after you do that, we're going to move on to our next liquid. Our next liquid is going to be water. So I'm going to add water to this blue line. Okay, so here's the water added to the blue line. Then you're going to grab your green food dye and just do 1 drop. Okay, After you do that, you're going to stir, stir, stir. Make sure you're not creating any messes like I am. Miss Shayla's not doing a good job of staying clean. That's why you need some paper towels, okay? You're going to stir, stir, stir until you think it's green enough. And then after it's green enough, you're going to add it in to your jar. Okay. Oh, okay. Then after that, we're going to move on to our next liquid. The next liquid is going to be olive oil, or like I said, vegetable oil. Have vegetable oil. Now, since the vegetable oil is already yellow, we're not going to add anything to it, okay? Now, before you add in the olive oil, I want you guys to make another prediction. Make a prediction what's going to happen to the olive oil when I put it into the jar. Will it sink beneath all these liquids, or is it going to float on top of all these different liquids? Okay, predict. This is a great time to pause the video. All right, friends. Go ahead and put it in there. Okay. Now, we're going to add in our last liquid, which is going to be rubbing alcohol. So, we're going to add in the rubbing alcohol, and it's going to be to the same line again. Okay, so we're going to add in the rubbing alcohol, and after you do that, you're going to put red dye in, 1 drop. Okay, as you do that and you stir, it should be red. The rubbing alcohol should be red. After it is red, you're going to pour it in to your solution. Okay, then after you do that, I want you guys to think about what we were doing, okay? So, before I move on, I'm going to get my flashlight, and I'm going to show you guys all the different colors. You see it? So we have the purple, we have the blue, we have the green, we have the red, the yellow, the white, okay? So it got a little mixed up, but you can kind of see the rainbow, okay? Got a little mixed up because I moved it a little too much. So don't do what I do and move it around too much, okay? But you can see all the different colors. I can see it more on my end, but you can kind of see the different colors. Okay, so I'm going to introduce a term to you guys. And the term I'm going to tell you guys about is density. So I want you guys to write down the definition in these bullet points in your notebook. Density is the amount of mass in the volume of the liquid, okay? So go ahead and write that down. The liquid with a high density moves quicker and is thicker because it has more molecules. And so something like that is our honey. The liquid that is less dense is thinner and has fewer molecules, like the rubbing alcohol. So I'm going to leave this up, write this down in your notebook. This is a great time to pause the video. Okay, friends. So when we discussed the density, that's kind of what we displayed today. So we kind of displayed that all the different levels of density with the different level of liquids that we had. Obviously, the ones that float are less dense, and the ones that are at the bottom are more dense. Okay? Now I want you guys to answer some debrief questions. So if you guys want to stop the video and write down these questions, that's okay. So the first question is, do some liquids shake or move more than others? Think about this and write your answer down in the notebook. Okay, the second question said, why did the honey flow slowly and the rubbing alcohol flow so quickly? Write down your answer in your notebook. Okay, the last question states, if we put the liquids in a different order, would the results be the same? Write down your answer in your notebooks. Okay, friends, after you answered your debrief questions, you then have to fill out your data sheet. The data sheet looks just like this. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to say which liquid was which color. So the dish soap blue, water green, honey purple, olive oil yellow, rubbing alcohol red. Then after you do that, you're going to fill up the jar with the colors that you just stated above. So we had the honey, then we had the dish soap, then the water, then the olive oil, then the rubbing alcohol. After you color this and fill out the top, I want you to answer these two questions. What happened and why? Now, when you think about what happened and why, I want you to think about what we discussed with density today. So, keeping density in mind, why do you think these colors, why do you think they mixed? Did they mix or did they not mix? I want you guys to let me know. Why do you think they did what they did? Okay, friends, that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions, you can leave comments below. I hope you guys can keep your jar of liquid rainbow. It's pretty cool. You can see all the pretty different colors. Stay safe. Make sure to wash your hands, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.